Well, well, well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right. You've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, people. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
It's not a great, huh? I'm totally not. Someone called me from the house. I think the cat has a hairball. Yeah. No, it located the carpet. Okay, good. Carpet has been located, folks. If there was any suspense, the carpet has been located, and it's the clean spot. Okay, but what I do want to do is, aside from that, someone who is a little bit, who also knows where the clean spot on the carpet is, MSU Supercam, why don't you tell us just a teeny tiny.
Hey everybody, I'm Cam. I'm a longtime gamer, and tonight I'll be playing the Frosian Melkor Ra-Gorthar. He is a ship's xenobiologist. His grandfather was the Frosian president that appeared on screen, so he's actual canon. And this is his first mission not near Sector 001 because his family didn't want to put him in danger.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Hello, everybody. I am Jim. I am playing Lieutenant Lemuel Higby, engineer extraordinaire and all around cool cat. I won this eye patch in a poker game. And that is all I'm allowed to say about that.
Hey, everybody. What I want to do is, Felix, if you would remind people that we do have a Discord that they can join, and also what the redeem command looks like. Or actually, I guess I'm going to remind them. Yeah, there we go. And then what the items look like. So I'm just gonna dump a few things in there. And then I'm gonna do fate chips. For everyone that showed up. Oh, Mr. Goliathman's stuck in. Damn it, you were not supposed to get any more fate chips, bro. You're making Sunday nights a little hot. Let me see. I think you got it all, right? You got the fate chips. I mean, yeah. So, as we were last week, or last session, the crew had fixed the SS Talisman. And what had happened was you were going to head on over to the colony. And I'm going to make sure that my head is pointed in the right direction. And yes, here we go. I hate to say it, I have way too many sheets open. This is a colony on Talveen 5 Beta, which means it's the moon of Talveen 5, or Talveen, and around the 5th planet. That's my headcanon. You can fight me. And it is a windswept place that is known for extreme temperatures, Cardassian raids, which we just found out about, and a Bajoran settlement that is trying to struggle in the one of the few oases of this inhospitable place. About 3 years ago, there was a colony here. They've retreated from a Proxima Beta colony, which fell into the treaty area between the Federation and Cardassians, and they were forced off. They've tried to stay on the safer or neutral side of places, but still haven't been left alone. The Odyssey is tasked with assisting the refugees. For some reason, after 2 years, we seem to be wanting to help them, and the characters may know why. So what I'm getting is, are you guys gonna be on the freighter? Do you want to play anything? Both of you being on the freighter and not with the shuttlecraft, with the rest of the team. Lemuel, do you have anything you're? Let's see if I can get my. Because I basically put all the toys for the freighter away. So you're making me go back and get the freighter toys. I put away all the dolls.
You could just leave it theater of the mind if you want.
Oh, hell no. I found my toys now. I'm ready to go. So there you go. Do not link. Do not want. Yeah, I think you get 6 and 8. I'm supposed to allegedly reset things. I think when we flip over stuff, you lose a point of momentum. But that's okay. So Lemuel and oh God, what is your name again? Melkor?
Melkor is that's the easy one. The other one's his family.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah, it would basically be a hate crime when I try and pronounce names with apostrophes. So we're still cleaning that one up. The diplomatic corps is still cleaning that up. So you guys are nursing the talisman along back to, and it's got a full serious complement of shuttles. And you're leaving behind some Cardassians in your wake. I believe that you found. Do you guys remember what you found in the
Oh, all kinds of
the
stuff.
hidden
It
stuff?
was,
Do you remember any of that?
yeah, it was contraband that was valuable. The captain said it was valuable for trading, that they needed to use it for,
For
Yeah,
bribery,
yeah,
right?
they had.
yeah, like bribes slash trading to get through the Cardassian stuff.
Yeah, and then the one Cardassian, gull bitchy
Go
pants.
to them, or
Yeah,
Tim,
something.
yeah, Captain
To
Tim.
vet.
Tibet. Yeah, he was not having any of it, and you basically pantsed his shuttles. He
Yeah.
was not expecting to tangle with anything actually reproaching competence. So he was totally taken by surprise. So good for you guys. And if I remember right, things that were more big contraband were power generators, sufficient to provide reliable energy and heating to about 25% to like a couple thousand people, as well as signal boosted communication relays, which could go from ship to, well, they could go planet to planet, essentially. And they could also enable better coordination within the camp. So it was like both a long and a short range communication systems. So that
Right.
was kind of nice. So I thought that was good.
Yeah.
You guys did good. That's different than what maybe you guys brought, because I wasn't sure. So I guess we're here in the we're here in the ship. So what are you guys doing in the ship while killing time trying to get to my main plot? 'Cause you're the ones that
Commander.
Mule.
huh?
Commander, I suggest that we take the shuttles down to the moon, because I'm not very useful here on this ship. After all, I'm a xenoanthropologist, not an engineer. And this seems to be more of an engineering issue, and it looks like they've got it in hand now.
Wait, wasn't the, what didn't you say you were? Okay.
I'm up on the bridge.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
know.
to the first. I'm talking to the first officer there, Commander. What's her name?
Oh, Ella Thorne.
Yeah, Commander Thorne. I should have remembered her last name so that you'd know who I was talking to.
That's okay. No, I didn't know if, yeah, we'd already kind of evac'd, but what I guess we can do is, yeah, you can F off with the shuttlecraft. Lemuel, did you want to stay behind with your two engineering flunkies?
Flunkies? No, I think we've done everything on the talisman that we can do.
Okay.
Things are working nice. We've got some primary systems back online, so the secondary systems can take a break.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You did do a little bit of above and beyond on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jaxel. I remember here. There's Jaxel was in there. Okay. Yeah. So you have restored it. You've left it. You've campfire ruled the talisman, as is Starfleet tradition. And they can make it. What they will do is they're gonna follow you guys down, and then land. And I believe that Lieutenant Bajor had laid out some sort of an elaborate survey ritual. And every had a bunch. I believe he had seriously laid out a whole ritual, which makes me very sad that he's not with us right now. So guys, if either one of you can keep an eye on the Discord or anything in case he's around. But let me see. Yeah, his token isn't on either. So
No, I don't see him.
so I just wanted to make sure because it's like he enjoys playing and I enjoy having him. Well, I enjoy having all of you guys. All right, so I believe one of the things, and if you guys can make a note of this, one of the things that he was setting up to do was to make a seeding pass in orbit because there's not any orbital. There's essentially no satellites, and so he's going to put up a bunch of like microsats or mini sats. And by the 24th century, these things are going to be wonderful. So like a little bit of Starlink cubed going on, as it were, so that you'll have some planet communication, some moderate weather stuff, so that you kind of arrive with a little bit of Starfleet goodwill sweeping on in behind with you, because it's like, hey, we set up a bit of a satellite infrastructure for you. And I'm also going to presume that some of this has some telecoms back to Starfleet, so it will act as kind of a remote outpost for monitoring that Starfleet could use if things in an unclaimed quadrant start to heat up. I think that Starfleet would never pass up the chance at intel. So that is the pass that they'll make. So Lemuel, did you want to go back with the? I wasn't sure. Did you want to go back on the shuttles or stay with the freighter the whole trip? That was because I mean, you got the primaries online, but it's up to you whether you want to hang with this group or leave Aiden to his business.
No, I think after we blew up their junk and all their secret passages and compartments, I think maybe after I've done the repairs that I was really worried about, I'm gonna head back on the shuttle, get myself out of Dodge.
Okay.
Me and my team.
Yep. So they'll continue following you. Like I said, we got the relay satellites laid out, things like that. I believe you're both on different shuttles. The commander, you're on the first officer's shuttle.
You're with the commander. Yep.
And I believe Lemuel was. I'm not going to hold anybody to it. I just know you were on a different shuttle. And
I think I was with Maverick.
You were with Maverick.
Whatever shuttle that was. Yeah.
So Maverick was ordered to stay behind. If I remember right. Maverick got left behind for no real reason other than the first officer really didn't want to make his life any easier. And so they all got on and left without telling him, essentially. So Maverick shuttle is being piloted by someone else who could be virtually anyone. Jim, I don't know. Do you have Con CONN?
Do I?
You should have at least a 1 in it.
I have a 3 in Con. I can fly this
Holy
baby.
Crap! Yeah, you big.
Yeah, I've got a 3
How did
also.
that happen?
Surprising. Because my security's only 1 and my engineering's only 2.
Medicine is my dump stat.
Yeah, science is my dump.
That for a Starfleet officer, that's.
I got 5. I've got a 5. In
Oh
science.
no, your dump stat is the bad one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's security. Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah, well, you will until the first starts flying.
It's all right. I got a 3 in security too. I got your back.
Excellent.
Yeah, I thought you guys were warrior priests, not microscope jockeys. Just gonna say thank you so much. I just got a drink Uber to me.
I am.
So we've got.
I am against.
I'm going against type. Okay. Oh, that's right. You did take that. I'm going into politics where weapons are more dangerous.
I left sector 001 to finally get some action because I didn't have anything growing up. It was all peace and diplomacy.
Okay. So we've got, let me see, Uber is my middle name. Thank you, Rufus. Yeah. Right. Well, what I'm going to do is just kind of land you guys. We're just going to land this beast, if that's okay. What I'm going to ask is, Lemuel will make a con and control check, CON and CONN.
got
Your
it.
target is essentially you just need one to do anything basically competent. Because Lieutenant Bajor gave a very he gave a flight plan that is elaborate. Would be the first statement I would use. And so I'm just going to give you guys an overview of the retreat for right now. As it is, it's one of my classic, here's some zones. Good luck. But yeah, you let me know what how'd you do on your. You use two
All
dice
right.
just in case you don't remember. It's a 2-die.
Use 2 dice,
Two dice
and
system.
I have a brighter light I need to use so that I can see
I like the idea
what
that
these are telling me.
I like the idea that you're going to start missing where your dice are because you have no depth perception.
Oh, it happens. 2 successes.
All right. Well, you only needed one. So you can do a magical space flourish or just
Yeah, we're gonna take this in like just really whoom, shoom, boom, like little sparkles flying out the back of the shuttlecraft.
Okay. It does cause the engineering crew that's still with you, the remaining ones. They're concerned because they heard rumors about what happened over on the other ship, and that maybe you left them there. They pissed they pissed you off. So that's their operating theory is that leading the away team, that power might have gone to your head, and now they're not sure if you've got the power of life and death over them on this mission.
I'm gonna do nothing to disabuse them of that.
Okay. Yeah, you went from the quiet new transfer to suddenly, oh shit.
Yeah,
If I
watch out for this one.
Yep. Okay. So we've got all right. So you do land. What'll happen is probably it's about 100 100 yards or 100 meters because it's space, right? But it's a short walk from essentially a very cleared off landing zone. The SS Talisman is gonna come in and it's gonna sit next to you guys, and I'll see if I can find a picture that I can just toss. I wanted to toss it on there if I could. Okay, well, I'm not finding it right off the top of my head, so that's kind of annoying. Oh, there it is, Botany Bay. Yeah, it brings its own clump of space with it.
That's impressive.
As a present, it brings its own junk. It brings its own clump of space. But it lands next to the landing zone. It is significantly larger than the shuttles. It sets its main kind of stackable cargo pod. It kind of lands, drops this cargo pod, which is this vertical monolith. So good luck figuring out how to get shit out of there. And then the cargo pod itself, when the ship, kind of unchunks from it, it does grab the pod with tractor beams and then just orients it and lands it flat. So it really is a stacked warehouse. So now it's laying as a large flat kind of 1.5 story structure, bringing, grains and foods and basic supplies to the colony, which is it's more of a routine thing. And on your way in, Cam, why don't you? Let me see. Do I even want to look at your character sheet before I ask you to roll dice?
Only if you want
Nah,
to.
I'm not going to. I'm just going to make decisions.
I'm honest.
What I want to do is,
Yeah.
I'm presuming I didn't give you a chance, but on your way in, you can get a good look over the whole zone, kind of over the retreat and over everything. Is there anything you'd like to do with that? And Lemuel, you have the same option, or someone in a shuttle. If you can think of something the other people in the shuttles might be doing, on approach or landing, let me know, sing out, and we'll make some rolls.
I'm gonna look at the three sections, the eastern, western, and southern, and see if any one of them looks worse off than the others as far as conditions of. I'm assuming there's buildings and stuff for these people to
They've
live
got
in.
they've got like, you know, what you could expect could be brought in by the Talisman, or salvaged.
Okay.
The planet was uninhabited when they got to it, so they they have, you know, some salvage. They've got. I'm also going to say there's two shuttles. What we see? Well, let's go with 4 shuttles and 3 ground vehicles. And then the southern region has a reactor. The western area has, you know, water, recyc. And also, this is western area is the van down by the river.
Okay.
And you know, the eastern is going to be like, I'm just going to go blacksmithing, you know.
Okay.
And anything,
Fabrication.
fabrication.
Fabrication zone.
So I'm just going to type in fabrication, and that goes for anything. Small reactor, and then there's also going to be. Oh, sorry. I'm mostly going to go medical. That'll kind of help. Water, recyc, and living.
And so that could be where the doctor
Yeah,
is.
and I think that's, you know, all of these are places for you guys to explore, to spread out, to work with. A majority of the people will tend to live in the western area as a living zone.
Right.
Because that's, yeah, you know, right. But also, you know, this is not exactly zoned, so you're gonna find people kind of living. Nobody is. Well, you'll have to take that survey when you get to it. So that's your layout, and you
Right.
don't see anything too out of the ordinary for a refugee or very primitively set up colony.
Okay.
Jim, do you have anything you want to task anyone in your shuttle or in the flotilla with doing? Because your character is going to be, Lemuel is probably busy flying the shuttle, but you can still tell people who are now terrified of you. You know, if there's scans they want to make, if there's any analysis they want to do, where they peek out the window and they say, "Oh, yeah, that looks like, you know, that looks like a such and such."
Yeah, I think I want them running scans to see the extant infrastructure,
Okay.
to see like where's the power coming from, where's it going, so that we can figure out how to make it more efficient and where we need to focus our efforts. Checking the atmosphere, like there's like some. Did I make this up, or is this like a kind of inhospitable atmosphere? It's not great.
Yeah, it's
Did
not.
I make that up?
It's an inhospitable as all hell planet. So you could actually say that the atmosphere is like either it's not corrosive, but it's definitely got more grit in it than you'd like. It's
Okay, that makes a
yeah, and it's a planet that goes between freezing and thawing, or it goes from a 25-hour day to a 24-hour night. So it's a psychological, as yeah, But it also, you can see also that there's evidence of wind. Let me see if I can get your scan for infrastructure and buildings. You definitely see that things are subjected to high winds, gusts, and there are, like we said, there are oases on the planet. It tends to be mostly barren and rocky, like any good Star Trek quarry, any visit to the Vasquez Rocks.
Right.
And it's, they're going to be able to eke stuff out. They found a river, they found an oasis. They've got some irrigation going to the fields that you see, so that's a start. But it is, whoever's doing your analysis says that's not enough to feed 5,000 people. That's not
Right.
enough. And I, not even if all of them were on a diet, there's some, and for a couple of your younger engineers, this is the first time they've kind of seen something like this outside of the simulator. Where you do simulate, like, oh, we're going to go to a refugee camp or a crash site or something like this, but they've never actually dealt with it.
Gotcha.
They're Starfleet. They're not going to be completely collapsed, but it definitely, for one or two of them, it reminds them of kind of why they joined. It's that hey, I'm actually helping people now. This is real. I believe that Dr. Bashir said, "Frontier medicine, primitive people. I'm bringing the light of civilization." So you may have a few of those instances that might need to be talked to too.
Oh yeah, curb the imperialism, fellas.
Oh, I love that. Somebody needs to make a poster of that from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Let me see. But yeah, the gusts in sand, the abrasion looks like it's cyclic, and you got somebody who's a geologist that says, yeah, basically when the sun sets, the wind moves. So it, when the planet heats up and cools down, there'll be a storm, or at least just air moving and picking up whatever's around and blowing it around.
Bring it around.
That's one of my
Oh,
focuses,
pardon.
so I can actually help.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that away from you. Wait, wind blowing?
No, you're good. Because no, sedimentology and soils. It's my second focus after xenoanthropology in my scientific studies. So I should be able to help them grow crops based on their soils.
You're still missing that grad school, aren't you, Cam?
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
I could have stayed there forever, but they don't let you do ABD more than 10 years.
We used to say, Cameron and I know
They
each
start
other.
burning your class.
Yeah, they do. The bridge falls out behind you.
You hit 10, and the first semester of grad school disappears, and you go, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I got out in 5. So
I hung in there in Tucson for 9 years, and then I did the Vanishing Act with the Master's Booby Prize.
Sorry about that. I made it.
It worked out all right. It's a good gig.
Yeah, we still can't cut. I'll tell you, being a doctor, still can't cut in line. I can't get ahead. I can't get in front of somebody at the 7-Eleven or anything. It's like, I don't know why I went and got the degree, but okay, fine. Sorry about that. But yeah, you say you got buildings and sand. Yeah, you're going to have possibly your work cut out for you. And I don't know if you might be with the engineering team to some degree. Because there is a bit of a medical and health outreach group, cultural liaison group, but infrastructure is going to be like every week is infrastructure week here. Is there any other things you think you might notice or be curious about? If anybody in your ships, you can make up a person.
What's in the fields? What can we tell crops from this distance as we flew over them, or is it just green stuff?
You got space sensors that can, tell when a gnat farts a parsec away. So It looks like some kind of a low moisture grain crop.
Okay. Not
Nah,
triticale.
not even quadro. Um,
Darn.
but it is a, well, it might be triticale because that actually is a thing and it is meant for
Yep.
arid conditions. But I would say it's probably it's not native to the planet, so it's got problems, and it's looking kind of peaked. You know, it's not healthy. There is water moved over. You guys can actually confab, pretend the channel's open, and just be chattering about it.
Okay.
There is rudimentary irrigation over there. The crop isn't native to the planet, so you can do with that what you will in terms of its ability to use nutrients and things like that. So that's a soup starter for you. On the plus side, no pests. But
Sure.
there you go. Let me see. The atmosphere again it's slightly poor in oxygen, which was not necessarily a big thing, but definitely inhospitable. It's not great, especially since it goes from freeze to fry every 24 to 26 hours. Is there anything else you guys are interested in as you fly over? I'm asking mostly just to make sure you don't have any things that occur to you. If you do have questions and say on the way in, I'll bet we noticed X. Yeah, I'll just charge you a point of momentum to have a, hey, I wish I would have asked this earlier kind of thing. So the opportunity for overflights and data collection isn't lost. It's just you may not have processed it all. So yeah, you guys do land. You're kind of greeted, and I will put this out. Where are my resources? Here they are. And now we get to see what happens when ChatGPT gets told, I need a refugee camp. And as a total aside, we're coming up with a kind of an AI policy too, a little bit to discuss what is and isn't okie doke for using AI. Like, you know, a vaguely legged dog.
Oh yeah.
It's a little
kinda
bit mysterious. These are the ghost dogs. But yeah, I let me see. I'm just gonna plunk you guys down with Ella. Why don't I have Lemuel? Hey, Lemuel, I'm gonna go grab you from over here. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of put you out in the middle of things. And then what'll come rocking up are, and I surprisingly color coded everyone with who you're going to be working with. So this is going to be fun. This is the nicest part about having recordings, by the way, for me, because that way I don't have to take as copious of notes, but that'll be the day that the recording dies. But, you know, as the ships land, there's been a bit of a layout. And also, what's his name is here. What's his name? Right. Man, why do I not have... How come I really don't have his token? Sorry about this. I'm just trying to grab the doc's token. There he is. He's Phineas. Put you guys back in the containers. Okay, so Phineas is here, who looks a lot like Lemuel, which I think would be hilarious when you guys get confused for each other. And I would say by non-humans. I think it definitely you're close enough that that's enough for you guys.
They would get confused. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a standard. We don't know kind of what distinguishes another species. Phineas comes up and he's like, "Oh, thank God you're here, Commander." Uh, he basically did not stay in the shuttle, and he was passing out inoculations left, right, and center, trying to say, "Hey, hi, welcome to the welcome Federation," and you're landing with like literally one shuttle. You know, the mighty Federation shows up with a shuttle with a cargo container that says, cargo AF or Starfleet AF on it. It's stenciled on the side. It didn't get whatever. And what he does is he introduces, let me see, where is she? Neris Talia, who is, it's one of the leaders of the colony. She's incredibly standoffish, if that makes if you get that vibe from her very quickly. She also really sorry about that. And also she is she is kind of the de facto, kind of decision maker at this point. And then hustling up as she kind of frostily greets people. And I will say Phineas had been working on her a little bit in terms of, you know how he is, right? We're just going to declare we know how Phineas is. And that he's basically, happy to help anybody. Hustling up is a much younger person who is Laren Ricks. They both obviously, greet Ella, but Neris is like, "Oh, I'm glad to see you brought more shuttles." That was interesting. And also, do you think the captain of the Talisman would be there, or do you think that they're keeping to themselves?
Say that again.
Do you
I'm sorry.
think the captain of the crew of the Talisman would want to be involved, or do you think that they're going to go off and do their own thing?
I wonder if some of them would do any more in the engineering department. I mean, we fixed it up.
I just didn't know if you thought they might want to be with the Starfleet group, or if they just want their own deal and just leave the Starfleet people to hang while they conduct their own business.
I imagine that they're used to conducting business around here without us. So
okay.
I don't know that they would want to hang out with us. Maybe their captain would come along to at least greet the powers that be of the colony.
Yeah, actually, well, it's kind of a week. I like the idea that she's on her own. Nearest or Taya, she's curt. She is polite at least, but definitely is more interested in, saying, "Well, it's good, well, right now I have to go see how the real supplies are coming along." And she's going to then go off and she heads toward the Talisman. And there's no notice. She doesn't know that you saved the Talisman's ass or anything like that. So that can be used as a back pocket thing. She kind of just blows out of there, leaving Rix, who is a much more enthusiastic person, who's a bit smilier and joyfully kind of greets Ella Thorne and tries to grab her ear and then realizes no, that's not it, and then tries to shake her hand. So he's gonna shake the hand. And what he does is he's gonna try and shake your hand. How's that gonna go?
He's gonna try to shake with the left hand, I think.
Now they are left-handed people.
So
yeah, so actually that goes actually much more smoothly for Larian.
Yeah.
So there you go. I like that.
Yeah, so he's gonna do it because they do everything. Not they don't do everything weird, but
They're aliens. Make them do a weird
they're
thing.
aliens. They can do a weird thing.
Would I know, since I'm a xenoanthropologist, would I know if it would be more offensive or less offensive if I went ahead and did the ear grabby thing?
It's
Because like some countries, when you go and try to speak their language, they're all like, "Oh, that's great, you tried to learn our language," and others are like, "You just butchered our
I
language."
think that a Bajoran can take offense to any goddamn thing that any moment of the day.
Yeah, this is true. So then my instincts would tell me to shake with the left hand, not do the
Yeah,
ear
and
grabby.
also I will say that in my head canon, the ear grabby thing only happens down. You're only allowed to do that down the social ladder. Every time I've noticed it, it has been from someone who is clearly, either age wise or status wise, more, more senior, and so they can do it, and
Right.
and there's a reason for it. But yeah, and Lauren wasn't sure what to do. He was like just nuts. But yeah, he shakes Lemuel's hand. He's super happy, and he looks and he says, "Okay, Yellow, you're the people that need to talk to Varsa and Pell. And by the way, yes, I have color coded the Bajorans depending on the team they need to interact with."
I like that.
Because oh my, it's like if you've got what was it called? If you've got name blindness like I do, it's going to be like, okay, their name begins with a this, and they got yellow hair. That's done as I'm going to get. So don't be afraid to ask me if an NPC is a certain way or to repeat anything about them. Anyway, but learn like. Is very happy, and he actually like just throws you over at Varsa and Pell because you have that yellow shirt, and he is very excited to make this kind of thing happen. He now goes down the line. Ragathor, he's gonna reach out to you, so you're gonna do the left-handed shake. Okay, and is that something you're used to, or is that just a xenoanthropology thing where it's like, hey, whatever hand?
I read up enough on what Starfleet knows about Bajorans to prepare myself for
this.
What they do.
You've eaten the one or two foods that have been mentioned on screen.
Yeah,
you're done.
I got the McDonald's Bajoran. Fair. Not the top secret, really good stuff.
And let me see. Yeah, I like the idea that I've got. There's basically two major NPCs that I've started with, and we'll create more as we need to fill out backgrounds in the colony. And then finally, he introduces our healer, Tarlan. And Lemuel, are you sucked away before you get to shake hands with Lan, or how does that go as you're being shoved told to greet the medical person?
Yes, I'm very happy to meet everyone.
Okay. So as you're being what I'm imagining is like there's this weird ships passing kind of thing. What do you do with with her her like going hi and then
I smile and shake her hand, shake everybody's hand, and just say, I'm very excited to work with you.
Okay.
Very, very happy to be here.
Yep.
We're Starfleet. We're here to serve.
Oh, good. And she's very happy to hear that. You notice Well, I mean, you notice that Pell and Varsa, the people, the woman, uh, the woman is like looks at it and goes, "Okay, well, we'll see their uh, weird hair." You'll notice there's a lack of orange-haired Bajorans anywhere around. And then oh, that'd be a thing to pick up on. And then
Hmm.
Pell, the smiley guy, he gets even smilier, as a matter of fact. So I don't know if you want to know what's behind that, but they both, they both go with handshake. You obviously notice that their hands are incredibly calloused. So this is a thing.
Yeah.
There's
It-
dust is in their clothes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, this is this is great because Lemuel's got his little Starfleet fingers, Starfleet hands with no calluses, no dirt.
Yeah, she actually, Varsa, does say, well, I'm not sure exactly how you're going to be helping us, and she like, I mean, she has your hand unless you want to pull it away. She's gonna do the old look at the nail beds kind of thing,
Yep.
and indicate, that I'm not, not so sure about, it's like she is saying, well, how do you improve people's conditions? Do you basically talk, talk pipes into connecting? How does that work?
We get our hands dirty when we need to. You should speak to the engineer on the Talisman if you want to know exactly what we're capable of.
Oh, that's right. And yeah, she actually said, wait, why were you on the Talisman? How do you know Aiden?
Oh, Aiden and I go way back. But just recently, there was an altercation with some Cardassians. Uh, we ran into the Talisman and being harassed by these Cardassians and took care of that problem. Went on board the Talisman, took care of their problems. Now we're here. We're going to do our best to take care of your problems too.
Okay. What I would like is, I believe you have the bluntness of an engineer. Engineer and presence, I think, or engineering and reason. It's up to you.
I'll go with reason because that's a bigger number.
Yes. When in doubt. So you're basically approaching this as a very matter of fact engineering situation.
Yeah.
It's not bragging if you
I'm
can
trying.
back it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to impress her with
Yeah.
confidence.
This will be like, this will be kind of a 2. Um, but we'll see how it goes because you've also got a really good story, so it should be the fact you just like laid it right in there is it's only a difficulty 1 to kind of just make your words be seen as true because you did have a personal.
All right, and that is someday I will learn that I need the light ready.
Oh no.
Yeah, that will be 1 success.
Okay, oh really 2 dice, only 1 success.
Only 1 success.
Damn. Okay.
No complications.
Some days that's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
She is impressed, and it's obvious what you said sunk in. And also, she's going to follow up with her buddy. You get the impression from your presence and engineering thing. You do get the impression that she has worked with Aiden and at least respects him. That she's very, she is definitely glad that you didn't trash talk him or bitch slap him or any of that stuff. That may come up for another engineering team member who is pissing and moaning about things. We'll let them walk into that. And Do you think your voice was loud enough to use the word Cardassian attack that anyone nearby would have maybe picked up on that? Who do you want to have heard that?
I guess the leader, if he caught that.
Okay. The
Rax,
Ricks. Lauren Ricks. Yeah, I'll send out notes of who these people are. Well, here's the deal. Are you guys going to be upset if I give you like what their attitudes toward the Federation are? Because that's part of their background characters. I'm going to toss this into.
No.
Here's the deal. I'm just going to. I wonder if I should toss it into stream chat too. Hey, chat. Incoming crab. There you go. Because I will say, stream does not believe in apostrophes or any sort of parameters. So I'm going to send this over to you guys in the group chat. There. Also with what team they'd be dealing with to help you out. There's a couple of people. Generally, there's a person who's cautiously optimistic and a person that's like, but nobody is overtly hostile at the moment in the group you're meeting.
Right.
So yeah, what'll happen is Rix is now a bit confused about a Cardassian attack, and Alara's is going to say, well, I'm an NPC. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to talk with Phineas at a debrief. And then she just pats you on the back and says, hey, you like diplomacy. And then just pat him on the back because she's heard about your grandpa for a long, she's heard more stories about your grandpa than she cares to deal with. And in her mind, she has decided every diplomatic mission is your problem. Which I think, I forget what your character...
I will solve these problems.
I forget how bad it is. Now I got to look at your character sheet and go, oh shit.
Well, I do have a focus in negotiations, but I didn't want to be in the family business of diplomacy. But my upbringing, of course it says my upbringing was diplomacy and politics, so I know something of it.
Oh, your presence is kind of it's not terrible. It's not great.
No.
Yeah,
right.
But, so yeah, go ahead and, Rix is like, oh, okay, I don't think I've ever met someone like you before.
Someone like me?
With hair.
Oh, I'm an Afrosian.
Oh, okay.
The white hair is throwing you off.
Yes.
You've probably seen us at some point in newsreels about the Federation.
He sort of looks around and goes,
Federation.
We seem to be fresh out of movie night here on a refugee camp. We have Shadow Puppet Theater, and we read each other lots and lots of stories out of the Book of the Prophets, because that might be the only printed material we have according to the on screen. There doesn't. We have reciting of poems and trying to keep from reverting to a caste system. That's our goal.
Yes,
that's where we're headed right now.
Well, I would at some point like to discuss the Book of the Prophets, but that's not a pressing issue at this time.
Okay.
I do, however, also want to help your people grow better, more sustaining crops here. I have been trained not only in some of the cultural aspects of xenoanthropology, but my minor was in soils and sedimentology.
Okay. Well, and he says, wait, so you know about other cultures?
Yes.
So how come they shook our left hand? I thought it was like this other hand. I thought it was this hand.
But we want to be sensitive to how Bajorans greet each other, and we have, through our studies, have found that you would tend to prefer being a left-hand shaker.
Yeah, they don't describe how Bajorans greet each other as far as I could tell. I think it's sort of one of those odd things that they didn't have for a culture. Uh, but yeah, he said, well, thanks for at least trying. Uh, but well, and he does. It's like he wants to say more, like kind of starting to get on a roll about like, nobody coming to help them, that kind of thing. But he does pull back from that, and he says, well, I mean, I'm glad that you are more understanding, and that empathy has, at least to some degree, led you to us and in our time of need, and that you were willing to help others who also are very important to us. And obviously he's referring to the talisman as well.
Mhm.
So he goes, okay, well, I'm, and he then starts to go off and wants to meet with Ella to get things going, and then Laura Tan is going to just kind of rejoin Phineas, who is about to start setting up a clinic and a half. And I think that Kim, you were probably going to start migrating over to the engineering team, hang out with Samuel.
Well, yeah, if they want to
Or
look
Lemuel?
at, yeah, if they want to start looking at maybe upgrading some of the equipment that's involved in the farming stuff, the crop growing,
Okay.
and so whoever wants to take a look at that with me, that would be good.
Or you can take a look with them. Either way.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, we'll just sort of follow
Yeah.
each other around. Engineers and scientists usually
Stick together.
You stick together,
are
nerds.
yeah.
Nerds.
We both know mathematical things.
What I want to do is, Lemuel, what were you guys kind of? I mean, this all kind of took place at the same time. Was there anything else you wanted to kind of cover with them before he joins you?
I want to find out where they think they need the most assistance and where they think we would be. Basically, I want to follow their lead. What is their most desperate fix that they need, or their thing that they're having the most trouble with?
I mean, they both look at each other for a long few minutes, like, and also you can see that attempting to catalog 50 important things where there is not a lot of difference between 1 and 50. It's like,
Right.
these are shades of difference. But they're really looking at, I think Varsa's sitting down and going, our water distribution system is it does work, but we lose a lot of water. We can't deliver to our crops. We can't begin to get good agriculture going without that. She also has a bit of a focus in agronomy, if that helps at all. I'm going to add that to her thing, and Jordan is more about. And also she does look at Pell and tells it, with the look of, I know you're trying. We don't even have bamboo. It's like one of those things where they don't even have bamboo and coconuts. on this planet. This is not a lot of resources that they landed with. Um, Pell said, well, I mean, he does chime in and say, well, hopefully the Talisman has a bunch of conduit and a bunch of pipes that we can use, to at least expand the infrastructure and possibly replace some things. If we've got an efficient way of laying it out, that would be, I've had ideas. So, they both have a water infrastructure idea, and, they can, and Varsa is definitely also interested in crops and things. So she was talking about, we need to get water to the soil, and that can probably be where you rock up, to hear her discussing agronomy, to bring you in at a, like, hey, did I hear somebody plant talking? And then Pell also is about power infrastructure, a power grid, because with that they can solve a lot of other problems. If they can, either increase the generating capacity, as well as distribute power from the small reactor in the southern zone. I don't remember if you guys brought some additional reactors or not. I do know the surgical bay had a redundant power supply that was totally independent of the shuttle.
Yes.
Just happened to be left behind.
Yeah, I think we would have at least brought.
Did we have a manifest? We
You
never
didn't,
wrote down.
and it basically in my brain it becomes, why yes, we foresaw your need because this is stuff we do for a living, and the Federation has 1,000 worlds and 300 or so years of experience on top of that, that may have seen some things that they may know what's needed. and not what they want to do, but what is actually needed on the planet. But mostly it's Pell trying to get electricity and water out to people. Varsa is trying to make sure that she's got crops and sustainable water,
right,
for the people. It looks like, when you're looking around at the structures, they definitely are things that could be brought in on the Talisman, of varying ages and levels of batteredness. It doesn't look like they got the first, they're not the first owner of anything that seems to be here. It's definitely they're definitely getting secondhand from wherever. And you do see things like bits of, various cultures stuff, that has been, anybody that has any sort of a portable shelter pretty much across the quadrant is going to have some component here that's been mashed together with another component. Like, I don't know, you guys can, like, in your fanfic describe the what kind of, poles or tarps or ropes or, quick setting concrete or whatever has been used. Fortunately it's kind of arid, so they don't have to worry about mud. And they did have a cistern / river that they can draw potable water from, but it's rough going. Anyway, that's where they're at. Orin is like, did you want to walk around? Did you want to go see the crops? How are them crops doing? I don't know.
I would.
Do you want to go see the pipes and the crops?
I would definitely like to see the crops. Also, do you have any soil analysis that you could share with me?
Oh man, I love the idea that this is that fancy schoolboy learning kind of thing that's like crossing her face.
Yeah.
And she basically takes, she takes off. She's got an overcloak on. She basically takes the overcloak off and just, or actually, no, asks you to hold out your hands. And then she takes her cloak off And then she just vigorously shakes it into your hands and says, "It looks like it's dust." And it clings
does
to
look like
things.
dust. I
Then it's dirt.
I can
That's it.
imagine so.
You know,
Yes. Well, I think one of the first things I need to do is get a breakdown of what kind of elements and molecules are in this soil, so we can come up with a better plan for giving you the most bang for your buck in your
that
plantings.
sounds like capitalism. We're against that here. But she does also, you know, seeing as you take it, she is a little grumpy about the whole, "Oh, Mr. Soil Analysis gonna rock in here and tell me my business." Pell gives her a look, just fucking, you know, dial it back. And she does say, "Look,
I'm from the
I'm
Federation.
here to help.
I'm
This
here
is
to
the
help."
last thing anyone needs." You know, it's a blessing, and we come in peace. So she does say, you know, since, oh God, what was their, I have their planet of origin here. I apologize. I don't remember the Proxima Beta. She said, since we left Proxima Beta, I have not seen good soil ever. And what we have is, and she, you know, I don't know if we want to name the Kaylee grain is the only thing that seems to even begin to take, even in this sand. You know, this is our, you know, we're down. We came with like 6 different crops, and this is all that made it. We have, you know,
Yes.
you can see we don't have animals because we can't even raise enough to sustain them.
You can't feed them. Right.
It's hard to make Hosperat out of snails, out of sandworms. I will tell you that. So she's actually, you know, kind of now getting a little raw about this. You know, like you guys have poked at stuff, and anyway. So do with that what you will with this woman. But she'll be damned if she says she's happy to see you. So.
Right. I just hope we can help with what you need.
Well, let's take a look and see what this analysis could be. I mean, if you want to do a quick tricorder thing and an impress roll.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to do a tricorder thing and see if there's any kind of nutrients in the soil that I can.
You're gonna have to also make an agronomist. So you'll make you're gonna make 2 rolls. One's just to analyze the soil.
Okay.
Period.
Right.
That's like
that
your science and science and reason.
Um,
Because I'm figuring it's not, you don't have to aim the
one.
tricorder, but you do have to interpret what
Right.
it says.
I do have to push buttons.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But I'd much rather use reason. So this is a 16. Excellent. 2 successes.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try and grab. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, what is happening is you can tack this down. Basically, the soil is lacking, almost totally devoid of chromium and manganese. Those are 2 trace elements that just simply aren't in the soil. And you do know that these are pretty much any carbon-based life is going to require a general set of similar trace elements. The chemistry is chemistry.
Right.
So you've got this going on, and things like that will, you know, cause stunted growth and things like that. And also, all right, so that's your role to like find the trace mineral. And essentially, what you know about this crop is there are probably a couple of crops in the Federation database, seed bank, that probably would survive in this climate. That would technically have been the second role that I would have given you.
Okay. Well, let's make
if you
it
want to
just
make it
'cause of
specifically, and that'll be the number of
Yeah.
successes, the number of new crops you could introduce.
number of new crops. Okay. And this
Uh,
would be
yeah, let's
reason
go
and
with reason and
science,
science.
maybe?
With your agronomy focus.
All right. Yeah, with my soils.
Soils.
Not agronomy, soils. So it's
Oh,
very
okay. No,
specific.
soils would
It's
have been
weird that I very specifically
Yeah, soils
chose
would have been
soils,
on
and
your
that's what I'm
your
analyzing.
what's it called? Soils would have been on your other thing. Yeah, that would have been a crit for your other roll if you got anything below your science.
Right. Which I did actually. I got a
Okay,
10
so
and
that
a
would have
2.
been a critical success.
I
So you
wasn't
had
thinking.
3. So you had a spare point there if you wanted to make any extra miracles. All right, so go ahead with your botany, essentially your botany roll.
And yeah, and that one I got 2 successes, a 6
Okay.
and an 11.
So there are at least
nothing critical.
2
But
crops that would work. And there you go. So
Okay.
you have 2 crops. If you want to, it would be a thing where it's like either it's on the other side of the quadrant or it's right next door, and we can decide at some point which you want to have it be. If you want to spend a couple of momentum, you can say, "Oh yeah, I think the ship's botanical garden has these." Because what else is on a galaxy class starship than every arboretum ever?
right. I mean, even Mr. Sulu had some pretty
Yeah,
kick-ass
yeah. I'm
plans.
just thinking like it's something to give the transporter chief's wife something to do on every ship. They're all in there.
Well, how much momentum
It would literally
you
be
charge us?
it would
'Cause
literally
we have
be
what
2
5 right
momentum.
now.
Because you're essentially
Oh, we
you
have
like 6. Yeah,
we
you
have
at least
6 right
6.
now.
Plus
Yeah,
you have
Do it.
you have 1 slopped over from your 3.
yeah. I'll spend the 2 and say we
Okay.
have some.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be a thing where you absolutely do, and not only that, it's 6 hours away by shuttle. So this is not a surprising resource.
It's not like an
It's
instant.
not instant,
fix.
but they can't.
It's
They
not
got to
an
dig a
instant
hole. You got to
fix,
dig a
but
hole
by-
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to
So,
get started.
EDQ.
Got to plant the
Ouch.
seed.
So
Boom.
yeah, so you can save that for letting her know. I mean, you now are aware of these things. You can go out to the field, and I'll see if I can dig up a field. Let me see. Oh God, yeah, this is. Oh yeah. Save image as not that PNG thing. Good. Goes into Bajor. Save. I'm just gonna drop the next scene on you here. Give me a chance. New slide. That's you. Boom. Apply background. Paste my stuff formatting. Okay. Yeah, I said, oh, we've got a field. What's the last thing I build? Is I don't build a fucking field for you guys. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, you guys, I'm assuming you're kind of walking. Whoops. See. I'm assuming you're kind of walking through, through the camp and talking about these bits as you see them. And you just kind of come out here, to this, which is not, I don't know, Lemuel. I don't know if you're a plant guy. I don't know if you're a growing guy.
Oh, I know this ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty much a blighted field.
This is my garden.
I really am sorry that this is what you're left to work with here.
You were saying, Lemuel? Sorry.
As Jim, this is what my garden always ends up looking like.
Oh, is this Jim's garden?
This is Jim's garden.
Okay, hold on just a second. Yeah, we're putting that in. So I'll put Jim's Victory Garden down for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're out there, and this is arid, dusty soil. The plants are kind of holding on, and you can tell like they are not used to the high winds. They are not used to the temperature extremes, and that's over and above the challenges they've got with the things with the mineral issues. So they were lucky that this plant, anything, made it. So yeah, that's a thing. Lemuel, if you were thinking about it, this isn't like, it's a field, and it's not 40 acres or whatever, right? I'm going to put something in the chat to suggest something.
No, exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. I'm sorry to stuff a thing into your brain. I'm glad that we both have the same idea. Because I know it's not on a list of their priorities, but they may never have even dreamed that this was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to, does anybody want to explain, or was that explained? The main planet that this moon orbits. The main planet is a gas giant. So yeah, it's basically this is a class M moon, essentially.
Right.
Because I dig those.
Okay.
I always dig having a gas giant with a freaking tidally locked class M planet on it.
Beautiful.
It's a lot of fun,
Excellent.
but oh man, I'm sure that they're not habitable. This one barely is.
Yeah.
This one was like, nobody else wanted it, which is what you do when you're bugging out after your home's been destroyed and nobody else wants you. Right. So yeah, you've got this, and if I'm assuming that between Ragathor and Orin, they're talking enough shop that Lemuel would get some ideas if you wanted to volunteer anything.
Yeah. Lemuel is thinking about 2 huge stacks of transparent aluminum that the shuttles brought down that would make excellent greenhouses.
Holy
You could
crap.
use, yeah,
Oh, geez. Thank you. Sorry.
even if it's a tiny portion of the field, it is a blocked off area that we can add nutrients to the soil. We can keep the water exactly where it needs to be, get it out of the wind, keep it warm when the temperature changes. Just a greenhouse that you can grow even these new plants that we've looked up in our database.
Okay.
Um,
Wow. All right. Yeah. That's
get-
good. What?
At least major portions of this field under cultivation.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Jordan is like not even sure what to do with this engineering knowledge that you just laid on him. It's like,
I've got my pad and I'm making sketches.
okay, yeah.
And I'm like, see, look, just
Yeah.
like that.
Jordan
that.
is or Pell is gonna counter and say, would just something blocking the wind help the rest of the fields?
Absolutely. That was, if you'll see my next slide.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yes.
This system of baffles, I think, around the colony would make life a lot more pleasant for everyone.
Okay.
Block this wind.
His face lights up. But he also knows that that's not something the talisman can bring. You know, we don't have those things, and that's, I think, when you said, did I mention I have a shuttle cargo unit full of this?
I've got a shuttle full of transparent aluminum and non-transparent aluminum. All kinds of aluminum, mildly opaque aluminum.
Okay.
Textured, yeah, frosted.
Textured.
Yeah, for privacy. I like, you have to have frosted transparent aluminum for privacy.
Right.
Oh God. So.
And we've got
Yep.
reams of the stuff. And the ability to make more on board Challenger. No, Odyssey.
Yep.
Odyssey.
Hell is like stunned about this and is just can't believe that this is even possible. So this has been a wholly positive thing. Varsa's just kind of like, you know, staring out over all that she's fought for 3 years to keep alive. And it's just, you know, just she's starting to break down. She's starting to mist up a little bit on this, because of what the possibility is. If we could just get the wind to stop for for a little bit. Yeah. So that's if we can kind of leave it there in our hour and a half block. Good job, guys.
Okay.
I think you've brought hope to the hopeless. We'll find out what the other problems are. But now you've got pipes. Not sure what we can do about like micronutrients back to the soil. I have a feeling now that you know what they are, that could be a chance.
Yeah, well, we should be able to synthesize those elements on Odyssey as well. And just as I was also thinking to help, you know, the greenhouses would establish some of the plants, but in order for them to get enough for everybody, we need to also, in addition to cutting down the wind, introduce some sort of like a clay type material into the soil and till it right in so it's not so dusty.
I like the idea that we're gonna go.
We're gonna go full on MSU crop soil science stuff here. This will be boring for everybody but us.
What was it?
As collegians.
What was the recent movie, the Martian?
Yeah.
First, we're all going to have to get really friendly here. I will say that they probably were attempting a Martian solution with limited success because they're just start trace elements. And also the medical team will probably find a similar issue. That they're not necessarily malnourished just because of caloric intake, but just no, they should
deficiency.
They should be able to bring in vitamins easily enough. That's not a shocker. But yeah, that's gonna be that's pretty stunning. So we got that started. We're gonna go full on actual science and engineering trek for a bit. So that's good. We hopefully will have more luck than Jim has with his garden.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And folks, what I want to do is quickly just dump over here. We do have more than just science going on here. Apparently, we do have other shows that aren't as science-based. One would say not at all science-based. But what I'd like you to do is, if you're watching this on a rebroadcast or something, please, go down to the links. Please click and subscribe. Please like us. Really, if you could follow us on whatever the heck this is. Where are we on Twitch? Follow us on Twitch. Join the Discord if you can, if you get a chance. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. Unfortunately, there's not something going on Tuesday except Off the Rails at 8 p.m. That is the place where they play Jackbox, and everybody just has a blast. Everyone's welcome. You can participate as a member of the chat, as well as if you get a chance to come in and Discord, you can come in and actually chat on screen with some of our renowned personalities, such as Pone Donkeys and Good Devil Inc. And sometimes basically just stump the crap out of them for trivia. And then on Wednesday, we have Dungeons of Drakkenheim, Episode 5, Leave Your Statues Behind. After a few false starts, our adventurers have one fewer as they delve deeper into the outskirts of Drakkenheim. Will the infamous city claim yet another party member? Or will our adventurers abscond with enough delirium to prove themselves worthy of the time of the many factions that lie in wait? Tune in to find out how this all plays out. And then on Thursday, again, prepping another game for play. But right now, it's looking like another community game night. So again, please join in, come in. You can actually play the Jackbox games as chat, or you can play on screen and start, having fun with it. Again, there might be t-shirts you can buy too. And then on Friday, we are off on Friday, and because Simon and Rufus are apparently going to Space Las Vegas. So they're going to come back without any stories, because that's the saying about Space Las Vegas. I'm sure there's one. And then we promised, the only thing they promised is not to be eaten by a tiger or kidnapped by a puppet. Those are the two things that they have. Possibly they will party with the drag queens. We're not sure. And then on Sunday, we have Tomb of Annihilation, Don't Have a Cow Man. It turns out the 5th level of Abarek's tomb is full of goop, and not the Gwyneth Paltrow kind. The Cure had an out-of-body experience after poking through some aboleth slime, and Venomith, or Kenneth Venom, released a spiteful symbiont out for whatever instead of blood. And now the party has a nice long rest in a mysterious control room, but there is something watching them. Oh, yeah, and DM Dave's character has now turned into a cow. So there's that. And then swinging around back to Monday, our sister broadcast, Star Trek Back in Business. And we're just going to call this one the start of a new fiscal year, since it is July 1. After meeting with Shart, a lot has changed for the crew. Join us on Monday to find out what exactly happens, will happen, or has happened on Hullback 3. Because maybe the crew is turning a whole new page on a fresh new ledger for a brand new business quarter. They are going to continue navigating the great material continuum. So what I want to do is say, guys, thanks again. Is there anything you need to plug? Or do you need to beg for seeds? Or anything? Thanks a lot for playing, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope your eye gets better, or you're part of who was the group that. Yeah, I hope that you can remember when the silence talks to you now. So someday we will do a Doctor Who show, but maybe not today. Please take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.
Night, everyone.